Ethan, it's been a while, so I'm making a video for you and I come with exciting news. Wanted to say I love you, and sadly your mother hasn't been in touch at all. This is following on from my previous messages, so I can't do anything now except for wait. I will come and see you. But I don't even know whether it's possible to contact her to let her know I'm coming. So at some point, perhaps I come to your school or I'll come round your house and then we can spend some time together, and that would be amazing. But in the meanwhile, I'm just having a coffee, thinking of you like I do every day. And the good news is that the test copy of Monster Multiverse has arrived. 508 pages that we've created together. Monster Multiverse by Ethan and James. Yeah. Monster Multiverse, a creation by a father and his son. There's Zap down there. And the symbols here represent 5 books in one. So what I'm doing to check through it all is getting all 5 books. So as you can see, it's the Book of Fire, the Book of Ether, the Book of Earth, the Book of Water, and the Book of Air, as you probably know already. And these are the 5 books. Now I'm a bit undecided whether I'm going to get the 5 paperback separate books printed and then send them or give them to you, or whether I just give you the compendium copy. You may be thinking, hang on, what happened to Monster World? It was called Monster World. Well, let me tell you, that name was used too often. There's a big game online called Monster World, so copyright issues, but this is much better. Multiverse, time travel, jumping through portals relative to the stories, the monsters on the parallel universe pages, many iterations of each monster. So it's awesome. You should be very, very, very proud of yourself for having the imagination and having the creative will to imagine these monsters into being and to where we're at today. Because this, let me tell you, this is going to be a huge success. The 5 books separately is going to be what happens first. The question is, do we look for publisher or do we go to a crowdsourced financial campaign for funding such as Kickstarter? So I haven't quite decided that yet. It's in its infancy, although it is created and it's huge and it's awesome. Well done, you. You are the inspiration. Your love and my love together has created this, and this is something that's absolutely special. So you can see all the comics, all the stories, the continued stories throughout. Absolutely awesome. And it's divided inside with the different pages you see with that separate the different books. So I believe this is the Book of Earth, Tree Man, Wood Demon. So you can see the books separate out inside as well. So, and then there's an ode to the element of earth. There's a poem which is an ode, like and it's rhyming to each of the different elemental books and the elements and the elemental monsters. So it's just absolutely awesome. With thanks, I'll just read you the thanks on the inside, because this is where it all began. So firstly, I offer my gratitude to Ethan, that's you, who provided this creative seeds which bloomed into the most beautiful rose garden, which resides at the back of Daddy Longlegs' floating house. Secondly, I want to thank my dear family, my parents, Marcel and Pamela, for your unconditional love, and to my wife Svantia for being the rock I cling to inside the storm of my life. Thirdly, I want to thank Sarah, your mum, of course, for your commitment and love for our son, which is you, because she's a wonderful mother. She's really, in this lifetime, the best mother you could ever ask for. So always love her and cherish her, and always give her the respect she deserves, because she's doing an amazing job in ushering you, bringing you into this world and making you a strong and powerful person who is going to be super successful. You're going to be so successful with whatever you choose to do later in life. I'm absolutely 100% sure of it. You cannot not be a success in life. I said to her, I'm forever in your debt and service for what you've provided in this lifetime, which is her love for you. So I am in service, in debt to her for that. And I will always be there for her, whether she wants me to be or not. I'm always there for her. If she ever comes to me, I'm there in love. And of course for you, but that goes without question. Fourthly, I want to thank the plants, which continue to deeply inspire and motivate me to dive deeper into myself, and in doing so, the act of creation. So with what it is with the plants, there's a plant there. But we live symbiotically with the plants. We've evolved with the plants. You know, we rely on the plants, fully rely on the plants, to nourish us and grow as human beings. We can use plants in different ways. We can use plants to alter our consciousness, which can help us understand things, process things, and give us insight into how to live. That's something that's profoundly affected my existence and give me the will to produce something as incredible and accomplished as I've done for us here. But also they nourish us, and our bodies are the product of what we put into them, and what we put into them is the plants, the food. Even if you eat meat, the meat that you eat the animal exists because of that animal eating the plants. You know, a cow eats grass, the chicken will eat grain. These things are from plants. So the animal is directly a product of the plants, just as we are. I mean, I don't myself eat meat. I haven't eaten meat since 2017. I don't agree with it. I don't think it's necessary to do so. And it also lowers your vibrational frequency and your ability to feel satisfied and comfortable and have a good karma. And there's so many aspects to actually not eating meat. That is why, you know, the true spiritual traditions of the world and the mystics, they would never eat meat, because they know the damage it can do to the soul effectively, because you're eating your own karma in a negative way. And that's something through my practices and understanding that I've come to really truly believe in. We are what we eat, and in the Ayurvedic system, in the oldest form of knowledge we have, which is the doshas and the Indian system, which is the oldest civilizations we know of on earth that have passed this knowledge. There's 3 types of state of being which you can apply to each individual, and also the food we eat. It's like Rajas, Tamas, and Sattvic. So food can be any of these 3 categories. Rajasic food is like in the mode of passion, so like meat and spicy food and such would come under this category. But what we need is balance in life, and to purify our consciousness and our state of being, which is more towards the sattvic side of things. Tamasic things are kind of lazy, make you lazy, and aren't good for your productivity, actually. But sattvic foods, clean foods like fruits and things, they can help us purify ourselves and make us more productive in life. So that was just a little by the by. So lastly, I want to give thanks to the all-pervading presence of divinity that creates all things, the Tao which is beyond all form, the universal intelligence beyond time and space. You are and always have been, from all begins, and to you all returns. We are all but servitudinal sparks from your eternal fire. Hariom Tat Sat. So basically what I'm giving a nod to is that there is, it becomes apparent when using plant medicines, entheogenic substances, psychedelics, and also in deeper states of meditation, in practices using mantra, we can push on beyond our present moment awareness of what is in the material realm and become aware beyond that there is a greater force that underpins and underlies all things, which ties it into science. It ties into all the religions of the world are trying to define this one thing, and it is a force that moves through and creates all things and is part of all things, but also it has it is its own thing because it is the force of creation. So that's me. Some people will call it God, you can call it spirit, you can call it the Tao, you can call it prana. There's so many. I mean, every culture in the world describes it differently, but they're all trying to point to the one same thing, the source, the creation of all things. So that I have to acknowledge as well, because aspects of my consciousness have somehow tapped into me maybe becoming aware of it. Maybe I don't believe it can be my imagination, because some of the experiences I've had of connectivity with something I feel is greater than myself and my material form and anything in this material world is such a powerful connection. Not all the time, actually very rarely, but glimpsing at times, maybe in meditation, maybe in other states of consciousness, maybe while just chopping some onions or making a cheese sandwich in the kitchen. Who knows? These glimpses can happen anytime. Often when I was a child of your age, I would become aware in moments in nature. Maybe I've climbed a hill and I stand and look out over the top and there's this beautiful sunset. Everything falls away. Time stands still. You glimpse into the eternity of consciousness. Friedrich Nietzsche, the wonderful German philosopher, once said, if you stare into the abyss long enough, the abyss will stare back at you. And I believe that is a kind of nod to a more primeval, something greater, a force where if you are seeking, ye shall find, as it says in the Bible, that if you focus on something beyond the self, then there will be an acknowledgement from something beyond the self back to you in some way that we can never explain because of the dramatic and vast limitations of our very limited human mind and awareness of that. So that's all I've got to say about that for today. But I definitely want to do more videos for you. I'll probably do one video which is a longer one, and it'll be looking at different practices of meditation and how we can still the mind, become better, become aware of things the mind does, the negativities it brings up and how it affects our life, and look at practices to understand why the mind works the way it does. And ultimately the goal is to go beyond the practice, because the practices, all forms of meditation have their limitations, and if we can go beyond that, then we can truly find happiness and peace in life. And there's no other way, I believe, to find happiness and peace in life unless we can look beyond that, which is terrifying, but life is full of fear. We do so many things in this modern world to try and suppress that fear, to distract ourselves, be it the internet, be it movies, be it Monster Multiverse. As much as I love doing it and I was in the flow of doing it, it's all a distraction from being free from the mind. So that will be another video. I also want to do a video for you which is like looking at how the world is now, how the world has been previously, and how we can move to a more positive and loving world moving forward. At the moment, the world is racked by states of war and sickness of the mind between opposing forces. We can have a little look into that and look at actually what's happening from a much awakened perspective, to know that what we are given and subjugated to in the mainstream media is merely all propaganda these days, because it's been bought out by larger corporate interests who only serve their own interests for power and dominion over others. They want to profit, they want to become rich, they want to own everything. This is a small subset of people, and they are generally at the root of the cause of many of the things happening in the world today. So that's another video for you. But for now, this is 15 minutes. I think I've squeezed a lot in, and I've absolutely shown my excitement for Monster Multiverse. What I'm also going to do is give you a full talk through with slides put in and stuff about the content of it, my thinking throughout the book, as the book evolved, how much of a role you have played in the creation of this, not just from your sketches and your imagination and your drawings, but on a deeper level. I want to talk to you about that, and I'm going to really look forward to doing so. But for now, I got to get myself ready. I've got a couple of surgical procedures coming up in the doctors and the hospital this week, so I'm going to get them out of the way. Once they're out of the way, it's back down and focus. Let's get these 5 books published. Let's make it a success. Let's connect. Can't wait. Let's crack on. Love you loads. Take care, and I hope I really connect with you soon. Love, love, love.